Now, one of our other partners that we talk to frequently, Rainwater, said, "Man, y'all know Charles took me to church." He was like, "Damn, that nigga go to church?"
Nah, nah, man, I had seen that nigga in the strip club.
He,
Uh,
he, I wasn't gonna say that part.
yeah, I seen that nigga in the strip club, and he told me he was going to church. I said, "Nigga, you going to church in the morning?" See, I'm finna get out of here. I'm finna go to church. I said, "Well, shit, nigga, you going to church in the morning? I'm gonna go too." And so what? I like to pop up at churches. I can't go to church in Fort Worth because everybody know me. So all the pastors think I'm coming to fuck with them and start shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I done got, I got kicked out the church for cussing. So they don't want me in their churches. So I ride out here to Bishop Eli Church. Bishop Eli and Curtis Blow, they partners. And y'all might not know who Curtis Blow is, but
We know who Curtis Blow
yeah,
is.
his son named Riri, right?
Yeah.
So I met them old niggas, and they was on my podcast, and so I didn't know they were preachers, they were reverends. And so I came into the studio saying, "Say, man, I done cussed this bitch out at church." And they kept saying, "Man, the pastor here." And I kept, "Man, I don't give a damn about your motherfucking pastor." And they kept saying, "Man, the pastor here." I said, "Yeah, man, fuck your mom, man. I feel bad the motherfucker cussing that bitch out in church." And so I'm cussing like this with the pastor dude in the room, man, because he don't look like no preacher man. Uh, yeah. He don't look like no preacher man. And so when I realized he was a pastor, yeah, I feel like shit. Yeah, talking like that in front of the man. Uh, and he a real preacher dude, homie. So I interviewed him on my podcast and went and visit his church. So his church like in the Oak Cliff, South Dallas borderline. Uh, and so shit, when I went there, uh, I told Rain, say, "Man, let's go to this church over here." And I told him it was South Dallas, and it was in the heart of Oak Cliff. Yeah. I told him it was in South Dallas, and it was in the heart of Oak Cliff. Yeah, he walked into a lion's den.
Yeah.
So me and that nigga went to church together, man. So yeah, but now, man.
How do you know, right? Like, do y'all just linked up? Like, how do y'all know each other?
Well, we
The church is a wild.
yeah.
180 move.
Most of my relationships and friendships have derived, from the strip club.
Where we break bread together.
Yeah. You meet some of the most genuine men off in them places. Yeah. Good, loving, kind brothers. Yeah.
So I'm curious your thoughts on Dallas Fort Worth has grown not only Pastor Rush, he's going through his trip. He went through his trials and tribulations.
I don't know much about Rush. Yeah, I don't know much about Rush.
T.D. Jakes out of Dallas Fort Worth, he grew to his fame.
Yeah, my mama remember when his shoes used to have holes in them. She say.
Oh, there you go.
And his suit was small.
See?
Yeah, he busting up out his suit.
I'm curious, what are your thoughts as far as it's 2021 and most black people aren't in church as much as they used to be back in the 80s and 90s? What do you feel that is as far as us getting away from church? Is it the internet? Is it social media?
Our mothers made us go. See, when we were kids, we was made to go to church, so we resented it. And when they made us go, the sermons was never geared toward us or for us. So they was talking over our heads. We could never connect in church. If we went to Sunday school, we had a Sunday school teacher. They couldn't tell us about a hard on. She couldn't answer our questions about sex if it was too graphic for her. You see what I'm saying? Because she was uncomfortable.
We had them questions.
We had them questions. And so we learned from each other. So we couldn't wait to get out of church to put the earphones on and listen to the rap music. And so our rappers became our youth ministers and youth pastors. So growing up, the preacher never had our ear. He had our mother's and our grandmother's ear. So we don't connect with preachers. The only reason the young brothers connect with the Muslim brothers is because the Muslim brothers are the closest to street niggas, because most of them evolved from the streets into the prison system, into the Islam religion. And so that's why most of the young brothers somewhat even have an ear for a Muslim talker. He more close to a street nigga. Today's generation, we're not looking for doctrine. today's generation of young people isn't looking for the people that can quote the scriptures. They looking for people who can live them. So we reject the church, homie. This generation of young people reject the church. Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move it. Hey.